All right, let's look at the question first. What does the text most strongly suggest about the site discovered by the researchers? So we got to focus on the site. Now go to the passage. Paleontologist Lucas E. Fiorelli and colleagues have reported the discovery at a mine in Brazil of several egg clutches, partially preserved single eggs, and egg shells from the late Cretaceous periods. It's just describing the thing they found. It's not saying why it's important yet. The researchers have concluded the area was once a nesting and breeding site for titanosaurs, a group of sauropod dinosaurs. More description. The finding is significant given the previous lack of known nesting sites in northern regions of South America, which led many paleontologists to assume that titanosaurs migrated south to lay eggs. So without trying to memorize all that stuff about the dinosaurs, basically it's about location. The location is important because it's like it's the first location or a new location, something like that. So this is my dumb summary. I might write that on my page, especially if I'm taking a practice test so I have a record of my thinking. So let's take a look at the choices. It is the earliest known example of a titanosaur nesting and breeding site. I don't think they said that. Earliest, it's not about time, right? It's about place. So I don't think that's right. It was very difficult to excavate given it was discovered in a mine. That's probably true, but that's super negative. They don't really talk about this site in a negative way, so that's not a good sign. And they don't really say it's negative. They don't say it's difficult, rather. That's kind of us assuming because probably, yes, it is hard. C, it may have been occupied by other sauropods in addition to titanosaurs. It's not about the dinosaurs. It's not about the dinosaurs. It is farther north than any other nesting site discovered in South America. Well, that sounds like it's about the location, and it is, right? So I just want to be very clear about how I'm thinking about this. You know, does it match with what they said? I hope so. The lack of known nesting sites in northern regions, so they assumed that they went south. So this is a northern site, so it matches. But I want to be very clear that I didn't really think about that as I was picking it. I was much more just like, okay, north-south, that seems to be important. The location is what matters. I didn't bother to memorize the specifics that they were saying about why the location was important. I was much dumber than that. I was only thinking, okay, location matters. If there were multiple answers that somehow brought location into it, then I might need to go back and look more specifically at what the specifics are. But most of the time they don't do that. So this is why dumb summaries work. Don't do more work in your brain than you need to. Don't try to memorize all the little details. If you need to, you can always go back. These are very short passages, but most of the time, just a general summary of what's going on is going to be enough to find that one right answer.